What's going on, guys? Fat Obi-Wan here, coming at you live from the power of the internet. Hey, DGG, what's up, motherfuckers? Just so you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Tiny here. Tiny's my boy. One of these days, I think I should have a debate with him that he would completely destroy me on because I disagree with him on a handful of topics. One of these days, I'm going to try to end up on Mr. Wick's channel. That's the goal, okay? Just want to end up on Wick's channel. But the person I really want to yell at is like Mr. Gibbs or Pisco. But I feel like they would both, well, Pisco would floor me probably in an actual debate, especially if law is involved. But I think that Admiral Gibbs dude, that dude is just a fucking absolute ape. So I feel like I'd be fine. We have a similar approach, I imagine. We're both just loud, moronic fools that barely do research. Anyway, just some background here before we dive into it so you guys know where I'm coming from. I am kind of more center left, and there have been times where I've been against Destiny on a handful of topics, such as his debate with Sky Williams back when they were both playing League of Legends back in the day. I think that Tiny was wrong. He was right against JonTron, which was a huge kick in the nads, but for a long time I thought Tiny was just a super far left wokey until he stood up for Kyle Rittenhouse, and then I thought, oh shit, this guy isn't just going to go down party lines, and I got to have this real moment where I was like, holy fuck, dude. I started falling into red pill circles, you know, because I was adrift, lonely, desperate, basically an incel at this point, despite the fact that I've had girlfriends in the past. But I mean, I am still massively overweight. So I got mad at the world, you know, and instead of looking internally, I looked for someone to blame, and I started falling into red pill circles. And it wasn't until Tiny really jumped into that arena, he managed to help pull me from them. Now, luckily, I never went to the woman-hating part, but I did get to the part where I was pretty much done with all that shit. So I have a deep hatred for JustPearlyThings, but I have a very deep hatred for Anna Kasparian for her war on Sam Harris, her just pure anti-Semitism, and the buck stops at America bad for her. There's no other deeper analysis there to speak of. So watching two people I cannot stand going back and forth is going to be a weird situation for me. Just out the gate. I might go on a tangent about something about Gamergate or something dumb. But by and large, I'm going to probably be on Anna Kasparian's side here, which is going to be a weird situation in my life that I'm not ready for. But I figure I'd watch Tiny do it because I don't want to go support these two insane people who I think are both damaging America in different ways. So I'm going to watch Destiny talk about it and see what I got going on. All right, let's do it, boys. I'm sorry for that long intro, you know, and I don't have the same vocal capabilities as Destiny. Well, he knows how to EQ, dude. I don't know. I've watched EQ videos for 12 years, and I'm so dumb. I still don't fucking get it, guys. I'm sorry. All right, let's do it.
I listened to this a few nights ago. I listened to
Oh shit, my headset's off. No, I talked so long it died, bro. What the fuck? All right. Now I look like a total amateur. Fuck it. Food Slops is blowing up, and that bitch is super... Look, that was a sexism. I apologize. But damn, how is she blowing up, bro? What the fuck?
couple things. Bro, I don't... First of all, you need to recognize your lane, okay? If you spend all your time beating up on 18-year-old OnlyFans girls, then that's what you do. You know.
Yeah. One thing that's... The biggest fear that I have is that when I actually have the opportunity to debate someone, that I'm just going to look completely unhinged and I'm going to be wrong. But I mean, anytime you step into any kind of arena, that's going to happen. Especially if you ever go up against someone who actually knows what they're talking about. Like there are people like, you know, I might read the occasional article, you know what I mean? Or go to Wikipedia, but there are people that like spend their life researching topics. I'm just a layman, man, you know? I'm slightly more intelligent on research stuff than Asmongold, which he doesn't do any. He just goes, I just know. Oh, look, fuck, man. Your media diet's very important, motherfuckers. But yeah, you should, like, dude, I'm never going to go debate someone like on feminist theory that if they went to like got a degree for it. Like, I feel like they would destroy me. Like, it's just not like that would be like going up to Tiny and trying to debate him on like the most influential music. Like he literally went to school for, he's like a fucking really good musician. Like you have to know your, like, yes.
You know, love her or hate her, and I fucking hate her. Fuck Anna Kasparian, okay? But like, she's verbally quick, and if she wants to do like a debate thing, she's not an idiot. You'd be so stupid to think that
Yeah?
Anna Kasparian is a moron. And Pearl just has some of like the lowest IQ like arguments ever. Like, they're just like slow and low IQ, okay? These are the types of people who, if I was trying to argue for the genetic stock of my superior race, I'd see people like Pearl like, fuck, we gotta get her out of here. She's making us look bad.
Also, like, say what you will. Like, I don't like Anna Kasparian at all. And I think that she is a huge detriment to the American system, right? Like, I think she's hugely... people like her are the reason why Kamala Harris lost the last election. Her, Hassan Piker, these far leftists that never talk about any of the good that the left can do. They won't talk about, like, the progress that we made. Like, Biden was one of the most... like progressive presidents we've ever had, and all we ever hear from them is how he was an abject failure and he was basically just more of the same, when like he was literally pushing policies to like erase debt. He also at the end of his policy, he also like cut off like offshore drilling like in a bunch of different areas so that like we just couldn't go out there and destroy coral reefs. He passed policies that helped the environment. Like, dude, he did so much shit that was super progressive, along with like the bipartisan legislation that he managed to pass that was actually huge benefits for our country. We'll never hear about any of that. Like, they'll attack Trump, but they'll never defend Biden. And that's my biggest problem. These people are dangerous, okay? They help disenfranchise people from actually voting. And that's crazy because when the left gets disenfranchised, they just don't vote. When the right gets disenfranchised, they show up with their fucking friends and neighbors, like gather in fucking hordes to go pitchfork someone. They're fucking insane. But Anna Kasparian has been doing this for years. Whether you like it or not, she's an effective communicator for her radical shit. She would, like, dude, I guarantee you, she's got an entire team of people that help her produce research and like pull up facts and notes for her. Like, all she has to do is articulate what she's already been told. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't do that shit on her own anymore. She's got crews and teams for that. Like, this dude, Anna Kasparian, would smoke me in a debate. And I think I could take Pearly Things. So, like, this girl is going to get fucking destroyed, bro.
Bad guys, we're going to get her the fuck out. Or at least make her do blackface before she gets on stage. What the fuck?
Are you just making...
There were just so many... I can't put them into words how stupid so much of what she says is.
things up?
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't
Apparently
wait.
she has a Mitch McConnell moment here, but I didn't.
Are you just making things up? Pearl, what are you doing? Like, seriously?
What the fuck? That's not what you do in a debate. You don't just sit there and... Hold on. What the fuck is going on?
Next question.
Wait, is she having a stroke?
Dude, she's mad as fuck. What happened? What led to this?
How many women die every year during childbirth?
Not many.
This country has the highest maternal mortality rate of any developed country. So a lot of women do die as a result of pregnancy and childbirth, yes.
Wait, this has to be edited. It can't be this bad. Wait, link me this part in the thing. I don't believe it. There's no way.
Dude, MAGA people are getting blown out left and right, dude. They're not... I just watched on Piers Morgan, even Dave Smith attacked Michael Knowles, and Kyle Kalinske went out based as fuck. Like, I can't believe I'm about to say something positive about Dave Smith. Holy fuck, dude. The guy is a vapid fucking cunt. But we need this more. We need these MAGA people to just get completely sidelined because these people don't have actual ideas or opinions. And when they're met with stats and statistics, they'll just call them fake. Like, why would she ever agree? Did she not like do any debate prep? Like, dude, if you're going into a debate, you gotta like practice, man. You gotta go over the fucking facts.
Oh wait, there's a clock in the background. Hold on.
This country has the highest maternal mortality rate of any developed country. So a lot of women do die as a result of pregnancy and childbirth, yes.
1508. There was something cut here, right? Well, is it? Hold on. So we're at 1605. So this should be 1604, 1603, 02, 01, 16, 59, 58. No, okay. Bro!
I wasn't saying anything.
What the fuck is this? Is this real? I might actually have to watch this full debate. This is crazy.
What?
You got this, Pearl.
Ah!
Oh no!
Dude! There's no way!
Wow, who's shouting from the audience? Oh god! Was that her brother? You've got this.
Pearl isn't saying anything. What?
You got this, Pearl.
New debate tactic, bro. Don't say anything. You can't be wrong if you don't speak. No. What the fuck is this? Is awesome. I would have never thought to do that. Like, that's actually next level shit.
It's like the opening to fucking 8 Mile. Oh no. Why? Wait, she must have said something beforehand. I'm trying to be. She must have said something like, I'm not gonna talk just to whatever. There has to be something, right? True.
But that guy's got copyright struck.
Why so charitable with Pearl? You know she's a retard. Well, because I try not to get. Well, I know I hate this person. When I hate a person, I try to be extra charitable because I know that like I'm predisposed to embracing the hatred.
Yeah, but baby, embrace
she's
it.
done public. She was on Piers Morgan, wasn't she? She did like a live show with him.
By the way, on purpose to discourage people from getting divorced in the first place.
Why do we have phrases like happy wife, happy life?
There's no way. Oh my god, dude. This is good. This is good. People like Tim Pool, people like fucking Jordan Peterson, people like JustPearlyThings, people like Candace Owens. All these people are being shown to be these fake fucking intellectuals that when are pressed on their opinions, they can't actually do that. Like, that's why people like Asmongold won't even talk to someone he disagrees with. He'll argue with his chat because in his chat he's God. You know, if you start making him look like a dumbass, he could just ban you. You know, there's no negative consequences for what he's doing. These people never want to address reality. They want to sit in their little fortress of solitude, rake in a bunch of money from dumb fucking idiots that support them because they're saying the outlandish shit that they wish they had the balls to say. Like, and it's all fake, man. The grifter has been like the craziest thing. Like, I used to hear the word grifter and I'd automatically tune out and be like, oh, these people are just talking shit. And then like just watching all of these people fall apart in real time and not even come up with like a justifiable, and like, dude, and the worst part is I am amenable to their arguments. I can make arguments for them because I've made some of their arguments in the past back when I was kind of like, borderline on, you know, teetering towards badness, you know, like, holy fuck, dude. But all it took was a rational argument to hit me in the face and go, oh, wait, you're right. What the fuck? And it was like a crystallization moment. Like, you can get caught up in the hatred and it's just so easy to feed that beast because it feels good. You feel righteous in it, but it's not correct.
Oh, it can't be this way. I'm sorry, I need Nick Fuentes. Or Candace Owens even is smarter. There has to be a better breed of the MAGA shit fucking brain. It can't be that everybody's just fucking retarded, okay? Where is the historical legacy of Republicans are not retards, okay? They're not stupid people. Even when they were attacking college, it was like, yeah, college is dumb. As like cum laude graduate of fucking Yale Law School and Harvard PhD and everything else and fucking.
Matter of fact, I just had this conversation earlier this morning with my girlfriend. Drink. One of the main things, because I work in the blue collar fields, right? I've worked along technicians, truck driving, all that stuff, and they'll tell you a lot of pretty things. Like, oh man, if you just go to a trade school, you can make $300,000 or be a millionaire in a handful of years. And it's like, they're lying to you. Some people can do that. A handful of people have managed to build successful careers off of trades. But the thing is, they're not sending their kids to trade schools. No, they're owning the businesses that your kids are going to go work at when they go to a trade school and then ultimately have to go work at one of these shops. Dude, even at dealerships, you're talking about techs that are making like $22 an hour. Like, it's not bad money. It's good money. It's respectable money. It's good shit. I mean, if you're making $50,000 to $70,000 a year, you're in a pretty decent spot in the average American home. Like, you know, that's not bad money. But to tell them you're going to be making this much is just dishonest. And if they believe that, they would send their kids to trade schools instead of to colleges. The reason why they want to attack college institutions is because they're actually putting people on the ground level at these colleges to convince younger people to go Republican. They attack the institutions, scaring people away, and then while at the same time sending their very kids to those institutions and using that to radicalize them. That's what Charlie Kirk did. He radicalized our colleges. Like, the things they accused the left of doing, they were actually just doing. They were just projecting that shit.
And even the people that are saying college dumb are still like, I'm pretty sure, I think Michael Knowles, and his wife, both have like PhDs from like Ivy League schools. Ben is educated, like all these people are educated. What these new breed of retards are just like, why a meme phrase?
Bro, dude, it's because they tell their people not to look at stats, to statistics, not to trust news sources, to trust them. That's all they do. Now, Ben Shapiro and his ilk are probably among the smarter Republicans, but like a majority of them aren't. Like, even respect to Nick Fuentes, he like looks into shit and he'll meme it up. But like I would rather debate a lot of people over Nick Fuentes. I think Nick Fuentes would be an effective communicator because he's got this weird charm to him. It's a grossness, man.
Well, what about this? What about this old phrase? Hold on, I'm not watching all this. Wait, is there a YouTube video of this?
God damn.
Why do we have phrases like happy wife, happy life?
Because it's true. Same with happy.
You understand that like happy wife, happy life just means that if you're with someone and you're not making them miserable, you're going to be happier, right? Like, sometimes picking a fight with your wife is unnecessary. Sometimes you can just disagree on things. It's not like women are the only thing that matter in our society. What the fuck?
Life.
Because it's true. Same with happy husband, happy life. I don't want to come home to an angry husband. Developed country, so a lot of women. Angry husband.
But that's not a phrase.
Do you have any other like catchphrase or slogan you want to throw at me?
What do men get out of marriage?
Oh my God. All right.
They get a partner
that gains 25 pounds in the first 5 years.
Men get.
Oh my God. Why? I don't understand. Why are the red pill try to call themselves traditional, but they also don't want you to get married because an alpha male don't need no bitch? Is that their like logic that a man can just go get a woman whenever? Like, you get something out of marriage. You get to spend your life with someone you love. There's actual fiscal reasons to do it. You get tax breaks, tax deductions. If you end up in the hospital, they can like actually come in as your spouse and like, instead you don't have to call this person's mom or something. Like, there are actual legitimate reasons to get married. That's why gay people fought for the right for so fucking long. Just being together sometimes isn't enough. It's a promise to the world that I'm going to love this person for the rest of my life. That's why you get married. And then there's even economic reasons for it. Jesus Christ.
Do you think that the average man in the West is not fat as fuck?
I know, right?
What is this saying?
Fat too. I don't know if you've done a comparative analysis on that. They actually end up gaining more weight than their wives do.
Yep.
And who cares?
Exactly, dude. What men care? I'm sorry, dude. If your woman gets 20 pounds heavier and that's a deal breaker for you, you're not a fucking man. The men of our past, the barbarians that used to exist, bro, it was okay if their woman was fat. What the fuck are you talking about? Not every man wants a goddamn toothpick. What the fuck? Have you ever met a black guy? They love chunky women, bro. And those guys are like the most manly men around. They're usually the buffest motherfucker in the jail cell, dog. Sorry, those are racism. But still, my point stands.
And
I mean, have a conversation with your partner. Encourage her. Be an adult.
How can men and women be equal?
Especially if she's giving you
How can men
children.
and women be equal when one is expected to die for the other?
Because we have different roles in the relationship. What do you mean? We're not the same, but we are equal as a partnership. But I fulfill a different role than they do. And those roles can be switched depending on the personality and type of the person. It's not just a gendered issue. Some women are far more aggressive and Karen mode, and some men can be more timid and more, empathetic. It just depends. These aren't universal truths. Now, there are stereotypes for a reason, but just because we don't have, like, if you're running a business and you have a lube tech, or no, I'm sorry, let's just say a diag tech and an engine tech. Well, they're equals in your company, but they're not going to fulfill the same role there. You need to treat them with the same level of respect, right? Like they still fulfill a similar job. You don't have to I only care what my engine tech wants or my diag tech wants. You don't do that. You treat both of them with the same level of respect because they both generate you money. Now, one might generate more than another, but a diag tech is super important, but engine techs are super important. You need both of them to have a successful shop. But they're equal in the building. Now, some of them might make different money because diag techs only usually diagnose, so they're never finishing the job, but they fulfill different roles within the company. But they're still an employee and they're treated with the same equal rights. Like, what the fuck?
I don't expect anyone to die for anyone else. I don't know what that even comes from.
Yeah, but men are willing to die for you every day. The men.
Willing to and expecting are two different things. You fucking redheaded ape. What the fuck is this?
What the fuck?
Police force.
Oh my god, there was such a great reel. Fuck, I'm trying to remember what the subject was.
Wait, hold on. So she's saying the police force? You mean like where women are starting to work and where women have been fighting for the right to work there? What are we talking about?
Fuck, I wish I could remember this. But it's something along the lines of I think a guy's talking to a girl or whatever. And the guy's like, I would do anything for you. And then the thought bubble is he's dying in war or some alleyway stabbing fight or whatever. And then the girlfriend or the wife is like, oh, will you take out the trash? And the guy's like, not that kind of stuff. It's like, what are we talking about here? How many people are out there dying every day for their part? What are we talking about?
Bro.
The men in the military.
What about the women in the police force?
They're 10% and they cause so many problems.
Who
They're still willing to die. What the fuck? Anna, don't make me defend you. Please stop.
cares what percentage women make up of the police force?
Yeah,
They're in the
they
police
can't-
force.
they
My
can't-
sister-in-law's a cop, actually.
They can't do the same jobs. There's videos on the internet
should see my
everywhere of
sister-in-law.
women getting their guns taken because they're not strong enough.
Are you just making things
There's also videos of cops having their guns taken that are male because they're too fat to do their fucking job. That doesn't mean anything. What?
up? Pearl, what are you doing? Like, seriously. Next question.
Do you realize how good you have it in this country?
Oh
Absolutely.
my God. That is one of my talking points, though. I do that all the time. I'll be like, bro, maybe we should take stock of the things that we have. And I did it in the very beginning of this video about the things that Democrats or the far left media fail to bring up our successes. All they do is talk about our failures. So that was a good, well, not a good pivot in this situation because it has nothing to do with the topic. And then Anna answered the question fucking fast, quick, absolutely. Because she knows she's a privileged individual. She has a lot of money. She has wealth. You know, she has security staff. A lot of the negative impacts that are affecting the everyday American aren't affecting her. Like, she knows all of these things.
Best country in the world.
And you get to live the life you live at the expense of men.
No, that's not true.
I mean, I get what she's trying to say, that men built the roadways, built the society that she's a part of. And there's a semblance of truth there. But that's not counting the things that women have done. They've managed to maintain the inner part of our society. We're talking about savage creatures that want to do war and kill, fuck, and do all these bad things. Women managed to maintain that insanity that men have and made them effective members of our society. So if you want to prop up the men, you got to talk about the women that helped reform them. Like, these are just true, okay? Like, what the fuck? Like, I hate the way this lady's thinking.
So stupid.
That is true.
Show me how.
Do you know how many men die every year? Just to...
Like, what happened to men? Why are we such fucking snowflake pussies where we need a woman like this to come up and, like, defend us? What happened to men? Men have it so hard. Poor men, poor men. You know what's crazy, dude? I used to defend men all the time because men were being left behind for like the last 20 years. But I feel like I've done the wrong thing because I swear to God, they become the biggest pussies in any room. The white man is the most insignificant fucking person around. If I have to hear another white man complain about how hard it is to be white, I swear to God, dude, I'm gonna shoot myself in the fucking dick. She's on drugs.
How long
dude.
has she been on stage? I need to do a greater variety of drugs so I have a better idea of how these affect you. There's no way that she's like on something. I have no idea. I don't know.
Just to... There are men that die every year to get you crab.
How many women die every year during childbirth?
Not many.
This country has the highest maternal mortality rate.
There are men that die every year to get you crab? She should have just said, I don't eat seafood.
Of any developed country.
That would've been good.
A lot of women do die as a result of pregnancy and childbirth, yes.
Hello? Hello?
Got this pearl.
This is painful, man.
Wait, did she actually do something? I'm so curious.
This is what it's like debating people that are used to debating. These aren't just OnlyFans women who are just trying to plug their OnlyFans. And I'm not knocking OnlyFans girls. They're my favorite people. Free the titty. I'll never pay for it, but I will enjoy the things you post on Twitter. But I'll never give you $1 to see your boobs. I'm sorry. I have a girlfriend. I can't do that. If I'm going to spend money to see boobs, I'm going to take my girlfriend out to dinner. But, bro. Drink.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Not right now.
She didn't raise the microphone. Wait, I think she's high. I'm 55% on the she did something.
Right. Should I move on? Like, what are we doing now?
Can I ask a couple questions?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
It's like she took an edible and it just kicked in. Why would you take an edible that long before, what, would you eat something right before going on stage? That would be so stupid.
Let's just jump in here. So why don't we do this? I'll ask you one and then I'll ask you one and we'll kind of go back and forth.
God, dude, could you imagine being the moderator right there? Just be like, fuck. What do we do?
I kind of half jokingly said at the beginning, like Pearl had mentioned, I think you actually said it here too, that you believe you may be more of a feminist. Do you consider yourself to be a feminist, and how would you define that?
I don't consider myself to be a feminist, mainly because
Pearl is not exactly a bastion of intelligence and foresight. Well, no, it's just her like staring off and giggling and not being responsive to the environment and seeming a little bit out of it. Like, she's done public shows before. She's been on Peer. She's had her podcast for a long time. That just, it seems like very off behavior there. more than just like kind of being nervous or whatever.
It's a loaded word, and there are certain outcomes from certain waves of feminism that I don't agree with, particularly minimizing the importance of that. I don't appreciate, I think, women who.
Yeah, so Anna Kasparian had her moment, right, where this is where her conservative grift has been coming up. She got attacked or something, and she made a comment about something, and then she made a comment about trans stuff, because trans people were doing this thing where they were trying to overwrite women, where they would call you a cis woman but call a trans woman a woman, and it kind of felt like women were losing the term woman. So she kind of joined a little with the TERF side. So Anna Kasparian's going to say she's going to be a second wave feminist, but she's probably not going to be on board with the third wave feminism. But she was on board for third wave feminism all the way up until fourth wave. So she might even cut herself off at the fourth wave. I cut myself off at the second wave. I think the third wave was incredibly dangerous, and it helped lead to the stuff that we're in now. I think third wave feminism was overall a cancer by and large, where they came out and said everything is sexist, you have to call everything out, and you're just quoting Anita Sarkeesian at that point, but I think that was very detrimental to forward progress in our country. We shouldn't tell men that they are intrinsically sexist no matter what they do, and that's when defending men needed to be done. But now men have the power, they do run the government, they do have all this stuff, and they're not doing anything good with it. They're just complaining about being victims, which is what their complaint was about the left for the past 10 years. I didn't change sides. I just picked a new target because they changed their arguments.
A special how loaded among the the getting.
Yes, see this. Do you believe and obviously you are citing a lot of anecdotal stories. I do think it's fair to point out every anecdotal story is someone's story, right? So they're not.
Oh my God. Please don't tell me MAGA's going to start going with respect my truth. Oh, man.
Fake stories, and they're not meaningless, obviously, to the people who live those realities. In a lot of cases, they're very painful. Because of your platform, you speak to a lot of those people. How much is that informing where you're coming from in this debate? Is the real stories of people who have been hurt by this stuff?
I mean, I've interviewed 1,000 people. I interviewed a guy who had his kid transitioned and there was nothing he could do about it.
What? It's shared parenting, bro.
I interviewed another guy and he spent $300,000 trying to get his kid back. He actually went overseas to Ukraine during the war, just trying to be in his kid's life. So yeah, it impacts it a lot. Yeah, I've interviewed so many men that want nothing more than to just be a dad and see their kid. They don't even care about the money. They just want to see their children.
My God, so they're using the emotional argumentation that they used to complain about. That's so crazy how none of these people have principles. Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ.
And if you ask Anna, it doesn't exist, but if you ask...
You talked to that guy? Wait, which guy? This wasn't the guy who was who, when we dug in through some of the court docs, who was on some very weird, shady kind of whatever shit, who maybe was I don't know if this guy was schizo related. Was it Puerto Rico or whatever? Or no, it was some other, it wasn't a U.S. territory. I think it was some other country. The FBI stole his kid. Yeah, I feel like and Pisco talked to him too, right? Was it the TikTok fugitive guy? Yeah, that guy was crazy. When we started, this is the thing, nobody ever expects you to actually read through court documents. Dinesh got caught on that on stage because he tried to bring up his case once, and then he tried it a second time, and then I started to elaborate on some of the details of his case, and he never brought it up again because I think nobody actually expects you to read. When Dinesh was no, these are real legal arguments. I used this legal argument in my own case, and it's yeah, but you lost, so wouldn't that make it a bad argument? He's well, I'm okay. That guy, yeah, that TikTok fugitive dude was crazy, and maybe slightly schizo. I'm not sure.
Man, everybody knows somebody that it's happened to. And commentators can, they can try to minimize it. They can talk from their ivory towers and pretend it's not happening, but there's a genocide of millions of men that's going on in this country.
Millions of men.
A genocide?
1.6 million men commit suicide.
Wait.
What?
Wait. What? A year? A decade? What are the suicide numbers? With guns, is it like, is it 40K? Or is that like over the entire planet? In 2023, there were 39K suicides. I think most of them are for guns. Have there been, maybe that's worldwide, but she said in this country. What the fuck?
Have committed suicide since 1970.
Oh. Is that a genocide? Since 1970. Do I believe that?
Are they saying that it's a genocide that men chose? Like, dude, I thought the whole point was that we had freedom, bro. Like, we should have the right to terminate our own life if we wanted to. Right? What the fuck?
Let me see. Let's assume it was 40K per year times 30 plus, what are we at, 26? 56 would be 2. Okay, that might track, maybe. Okay. That's kind of a weird suicidal genocide.
Similar rates of women also attempt suicide but fail because they
Pearl's going to make fun of them, say they're not real if they're attempting.
usually don't resort to more violent means of ending their own lives.
Matter of fact, I think more women attempt suicide than men, but men are more successful at it. So technically, women are more suicidal than men. They just kind of suck at it, which is probably a good thing because then they can live through it and realize that there are better horizons on the other side. You know, you just got to get through the pain of the moment.
Right,
So they'll
but
take pills.
Why is that? Why is it that every time we bring up men, you have to bring up women?
Because we're doing a comparative analysis here. You can't just throw out
Right,
statistics
right,
without
but
comparing
it's-
it to what
I'm
the rates
pointing
are among
out-
women.
What I'm pointing out is, I just pointed out that by 2050, more men will have committed suicide than all of the world wars combined. And your first response was, well,
Oh my God.
So like they're still trying to do the anti-identity politics while doing doing identity politics. It's fucking wild, bro. There's no way.
Then all of the world wars combined, wasn't it like tens of millions of people die? Wait, what are we where are these numbers coming from? What?
women commit suicide too.
Just for military for World War II was 20 to 25 million. Oh, maybe just for American deaths, I guess? Okay.
Because it is a problem that is inflicting both sexes in this country. It is a tragedy and should be taken seriously rather than this weird war.
But it's not going to be taken seriously when you pretend it's not going on.
It is going
Who also, where are the feminists that are like pro male suicide? I mean, I'm sure there are some.
on. Are you kidding me? I mean, how many of our soldiers, our veterans, come back to the United States after multiple deployments, do not get treatment or help with PTSD and other mental issues as a result of being deployed multiple times?
Right.
Like, that's a real problem. How come you don't
Right,
talk about
but-
that?
Yeah, but
you
they
blame
come-
it on
they
marriage
come
and divorce
home,
instead.
Right, because those soldiers come home to an empty house.
You think that divorce
They're
is the reason for most of these suicides?
Men are 9 times more likely to commit suicide after
How many more
divorce.
times likely are women to commit suicide after a divorce?
What about the women?
You don't know
right?
the number,
What
right?
about-
Because you
what
didn't even
about-
care to
what-
look into it.
What about the women, though? That's always what you go to. And that's kind of what I'm trying to point out is feminists don't care about male issues. They don't. They do not.
Dipshit, she just said she wasn't a feminist. I'm fighting with someone, bro. I love it. Hey, man, he posts every day. I'm going to give him the love he wants. I'll even share it.
Not care about equality because whenever you ask them for real equality,
Pearl, my point is that suicide is not just a male issue. It is
Facts! Damn it. Don't make me defend this lady.
a huge problem in this country. Women who try to end their own lives are less successful because, again, they're less likely to use a gun, for instance, or hang themselves. They'll take pills, it'll fail. It's just a tragic thing all around. But if you actually care about suicide rates, then you would want to know what's causing the suicide rates or the attempts at suicide.
Divorce.
What can we do as a society to help people to prevent that from happening? And you wouldn't make it specifically and solely an issue that inflicts one sex over the other.
Yes. So Anna Kasparian, I need to start accusing Jesus Christ. Anna Kasparian is simply just saying that it's a universal thing that's affecting everybody. And you're only picking one side of that equation, and you only care about one side equation because that equation fills your narrative. That's the big problem. Pearl just has slogans, but she's not going to dive into any of that. She never will, because you don't have to have that when you run a YouTube channel. You could just have a slogan and people be like, hell yeah, brother. The really intelligent people, and I'm knocking myself here, aren't watching YouTube on fucking YouTube shit, okay? They're like actually talking to academics and stuff, okay? This is all just fucking bullshit theater, and it's all just, it's fake. It's fake. These people are fake.
Again, I mean, you're just proving my point because we talk about
Oh my God.
male issues, you keep bringing it back to the women.
I just want you to compare the stats you're spewing right now with something to compare it to.
Okay. Do you think that women should be on the front lines of the military like the men?
If they can pass the physical test necessary to do so, yeah.
Do you think women should be in selective service like the men?
If they want to be and they can do the job, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and they should be on the front lines as infantrymen.
If they are physically capable of doing it, yes.
Yep.
Okay, so no.
So you want to put people...
So you're saying there's never been a female soldier that was a badass? Bro, history is filled with them. What the fuck?
who aren't physically... I mean, obese men wouldn't be put on the front lines.
Which is her audience, by the way. I'm an obese man. I can speak to my people.
Do you think women should be jailed for false accusations?
Depends on what the false accusations are. If she's
yes or
falsely
no?
accusing someone of rape, for
Just
instance,
yes or no?
yes.
Just okay. Thank you. I agree. Do you think that child custody should be 50-50?
As long as the court determines that both parents are capable of being caretakers, yes. In fact, that's the ideal situation.
Okay, so yes.
Yes.
All right, do you believe
Well, there's qualifiers there, you dumbass. What the fuck?
in alimony?
I believe
She's just running down her talking points.
in alimony in specific cases where the woman decided to forego having a career and working, decided to stay home and raise the kids. In those cases, I believe she deserves alimony, yes.
But that's a privilege.
Oh my God. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I can't believe I just said that sentence. Oh my God.
She's just running down her talking points.
Oh my God.
In alimony in specific cases where the woman decided to forego having a career and working, decided to stay home and raise the kids. In those cases, I believe she deserves alimony, yes.
But that's a privilege.
You're ridiculous. Anyway, next, move on.
You said it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous,
that it's a privilege to stay home with your
coming
kids.
from a girl who grew up in an affluent situation with...
She shouldn't even say affluent. It's Pearl. Oh my God. There's like Pearl is like a good ground for almost everybody to hate. She's a white woman. Super fucking rich. Do you remember when she was like, oh, my parents got me like a studio thing for my thing? And it's like a tour of this like 20 bedroom, like with an
This is something that bothers me a lot about these content creators, dude. I live off of like $5,000 a month. I didn't even get paid last month because I have such little traction on YouTube, okay? Like, bro, I solely survive off of Buy Me a Coffee. Because especially right now, I'm in a foreign country and I can't even get a job until... my passport gets here, And it's a fucking nightmare to try and get a passport. I can't even work right now, dude. I've been unemployed for a year. 3 months before I came up here, and then, or no, 6 months before I came up here. No, 7, 8. Yeah. I worked my entire life, and then unfortunately I got so fat that it was hard for me to find a job. And unfortunately, I am a man of principle. And when my bosses ask me to break the law, I just look at them and tell them no. And in Ohio, they can just fire you whenever they want. So they do. They don't have to have a legitimate reason. And I'm not someone who wants to shake the thing. So I'm not going to get a lawyer and fight him because I don't have money. But to hear all of these super rich people that come from these incredibly privileged fucking households, like Hassan, even probably Anna Kasparian and JustPearlyThings, and like all these people that make their money on grifting on the internet and lying to everyday people and asking them for money, just, it's fucking disgusting, bro. I'm a person who's worked from the age of fucking 18 all the way to the age of 36. And then unfortunately, a lot of my poor decisions in life led to where a lot of people weren't willing to hire me. And I don't have the physical capability to go out and just fucking wrench like I used to or anything like that, dude. And I hit roadblock after roadblock. I'm a person who wants to work that fucking can't work. Because I used to spend 80 hours a week at Tire Choice, at Cox Automotive. Like, I was a truck driver. I worked 9 months straight without a day off. Like, I like working. I think that providing a service for people is a good thing. And then when I hear these people that have never had to do that talk about issues they know nothing about while getting paid by the people that do work in these areas, like, I have a lot of respect for blue collar workers. I really do. They work a hard job and they kill themselves all the time to bring home pennies to their children and wives. And a lot of them are usually good dudes. But that doesn't mean anything because, like, these people, like JustPearlyThings, and hell, to some extent, even Anna, will prop up these boogeymans and blame all of your problems on, you know, other things instead of being like accepting some form of responsibility. It's easier to attack other things than it is to, like, why is my life shit? Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm down about 60 pounds in 4 months. I'm rapidly losing weight and I'm putting my health in order, but that doesn't mean it's like been a good time for me financially. And then on top of that, I had my identity stolen and I'm out like $400 right now in my bank. I have $50 in my bank account and I didn't get paid last month. And I hope to God I make enough ad revenue to get paid this month. And then to hear these rich snobs talk about it's fucking infuriating, bro. Infuriating, dude.
Indoor basketball court, just like she's like, she goes like, it's like old money. These are like generationally wealthy people. I don't know what their background is or whatever. Yeah, it's just like insane. Hold on, wait. Did we not watch this on stream? Or we did a while ago, but have you debated this girl a few times during my red pillar?
What up, guys? Welcome to the JustPearlyThings YouTube channel. Today we are going to give you a tour of the studio in London. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. And if you like this tour, you should check out the other house tours we have on this channel, where we show my parents' house growing up, the new compound my dad built, and our new studio in Chicago. But this is our London one. As you guys know, my goal here is I really want to have content houses in each city. So we're trying to leave this one here even when I go to the US. This is one of the biggest reasons that we got the apartment was we felt London.
No, this is not it. That apartment is bigger than my house. This is where I went and did this is what she does a show in London.
Space can be tight.
I remember Tiny sitting, I think it was on this couch. Yeah, I remember that.
And we this living room, it kind of looks small. Like everyone says it looks smaller. It's not that small, we just have a ton of shit in it. But what we liked about this is it had the width for a Blessing to like set up all of his cameras and whatever. So here, this is where I usually sit in a panel. Then we'll put chairs in the back if it's too full. You know, you go like this. What up, guys? Welcome to the JustPearlyThings YouTube channel, and welcome to the pre-game intro. We got Blessing could tell you more about the equipment, but he hung these. This is tension rods, so it doesn't drill. Like what's nice about those is they don't drill into the walls or anything. Okay, the ceilings. We did soundproof the ceilings, yeah. Sorry, management, I don't know. Well, we'll fix it later. But over here, this is like another sound thing. So normally if this was open, it would go right to the kitchen.
It was one that was on like a ranch or some shit? Yeah.
Out here, a little balcony area. Show them the view.
Jesus Christ, dude. And then people just pay these girls on Patreon and all these content creators. Like the fact that Hassan still gets paid on Patreon is crazy. I'm sorry. If you have like 1 million subscribers, you need to fucking close that shit now. And people should stop giving to these content creators. They're not going to sleep with you. You're not helping them. They're already rich. They're just stealing from you. And for some reason, they like pressure you into like helping them. It's fucking insane, dude. But then again, that could just be jealousy because, you know, I don't have anything and I do the same shit just on a lower quality. And I don't have the backing of mommy and daddy and a big business. Like, dude, when I lived in a van when I came up here, okay? Like, I still technically live in a van. It's out back. Now I'm staying with my girlfriend, but like, bruh.
That's been under construction all year. Balcony.
Oh no, this motherfucker. She took the video down. This was one of my first YouTube videos. People asked for a house tour video recently, so I thought I'd share. This is a different house. I don't even think this was the content one that her parents got her. Is this her own house too? Jesus Christ. Wait, hold on. Was this the...
JustPearlyThings YouTube channel. Today I'm at my parents' house and I'm going to be showing you the Taj Mahal. So when I was in college and I came home and there was this big hole in my backyard and I'm like,
Jesus Christ, dude. We let all these rich, spoiled assholes fucking brainwash us. This is crazy.
Dad, what's going on? He said, I'm building a shed. Normally when you build a shed, like you think that it's like a warehouse where you just have a couple, you know, four-wheelers. Blessing, would you say that is how you would describe this?
Dude, the fact that she would even say you're privileged when she knows nothing about what it means to be a working American. I can feel the rage just boiling. Jesus Christ.
Dad? Yeah.
Why does she dress so poorly? People are saying, number one, shut up, loser. People are saying that like, oh no, her parents were software devs. They're founded some company. I don't believe that. I feel like there was some background before that. That's just, they seem to have a lot of money. Like a lot. Like founding a successful company and like making money is like you're making hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. These people feel like a 8-9 figure net worth family to me, just based on what I've seen from her. It's just insane. Okay, let me give you the big... Okay, hold on. Before I go into all of this, okay? Because I'm not here to shut up people's cameras. I think it's kind of cringe. Shut up! I'm moving in a very deliberate way. Watch the video! No one cares! Shut up. Okay.
So watch, imagine. So, alright, this is where we walk in, okay? Now, this is gonna be like a kitchen entertainment area, so watch, imagine. Guys, welcome to the show. Here's your hors d'oeuvre. Here's your shrimp cocktail. Watch me over here, okay? Imagine I'm here. White School episode. Imagine. What up, guys? Welcome to White School. Boom, I'm stepping into the kitchen. Boom, you know, maybe even a, okay, sorry. Cut that out. No. Okay, so we go this way.
This is something I brought up a few times also. Shut up! Video. Both on this. They're very...
The big next thing is, okay, imagine, we do a YouTube Olympics. We bring all the red pill guys, all the blue pill guys, we come to Chicago, all right? And hang out. Destiny, let's bowl. I think you've been talking a lot of shit on stream recently, so
What the fuck is this?
but regardless, look, we have a bowling alley here. Imagine, the red pill Olympics.
Has she ever worked a day in her life?
Now on top of that, to scare off any liberals, because like obviously you have to be involved in this. Because all the liberals will think they'll say they'll be the red pill people. But here, let me see if there's a light in here. Yeah, here, okay, we can come in. It's half built, but a gun range. So anyone that wants to be creepy or try anything, we have a lot of guns here. That's my warning, all right? But look it, so we can, all the liberals that come compete, they'll be like, oh, this is such a fun day of games. And we'll be like, look, if you want to win, you gotta shoot. Olympics, baby. Now, yeah, so it goes all the way back. Boom, 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 boom. You wanna shoot, Blessing?
I want you comments.
Was he from Africa? I know you shoot. You know you do Don't they have guns in Africa? Of course. Yeah, okay. Imagine you will take that one. Good luck. Here, hold on. I'm gonna show them this gym and I'll show them the other gym. So, during this Olympics, right? We're gonna do, I know the red pill is big on like fighting, so are you ready?
There's no way. Dude, these are the people that complain about money in politics. They'll complain that like George Soros is funding. Who the fuck is funding this bitch?
Boom, boom. Number 2, we'll do a bitch slap contest. I mean, maybe some like, yes. Go to me, pull up. I can't.
Really.
I can't do it. I can't do squats and shit. So you
She's bottom head.
You know,
shut up.
This
is a shed that they built. This is a shed.
Good. Will it do?
Bro, no one cares.
A lot of review.
No one cares. No one cares.
Bro, that's literally how I feel when I watch back my content. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that what I look like and sound like? Jesus Christ.
Theoretically, I could see that.
Oh, dude, pro tip though. I've lost enough weight. I can see my dick now, bro. I haven't seen that fucker in 10 years. He looked a lot bigger than I remember, bro. Shit. Sorry, I'm just very happy right now, okay? It's been a good couple days, bro. I saw my dick yesterday, bro. That's crazy. Sorry.
No one cares. This is also part of the shed, so we're still in the shed, by the way.
Yeah, based on how we did in our sports season. There we go. Did you get that?
Nope.
You didn't get it?
Nah.
Sir.
Missed that one too.
What?
I missed that one too.
Oh, wait. There's a Twitter video. Why are you moving to Chicago? $10 million shed tour. I don't know how much it costs. I just made up a number.
Yes, sir.
Missed that one too.
What?
7.
Yeah. Or I was a center. My that's why I'm also sad. Knocked me. My dad's
broken down. This is like a...
Bro, I live in a van. And this woman has the audacity to come out and talk about the plight of men while being so wealthy. They have a $10 million shed and she has a home in like 5 or 7 different locations worth millions of dollars. What the fuck is this world, bro?
A terrorist arrangement? You don't negotiate.
in another bedroom.
You're not winning it. More than
I'll show you the second watch here. Yeah, and this is just...
Who the fuck even wants a house this... I'm fat, dog. I ain't trying to walk that far. What the fuck?
Just like...
I scared my girlfriend. I heard her making noise. I'm sorry.
Boring boy stuff. I don't... Yeah. That's like a saw thingy majiggy. Yeah. Yeah. This is like, you know.
Okay.
This being a CEO or being a software dev is not. This is not it. They either had equity in a company that sold for fuck tons of money, or their parents were also super wealthy. Okay.
She founded Be Exponential, which is described as an online community seeking to provide also been known to possible for women
To just shit on them. Talk about women.
I think there's something harm. Are my eyebrows good, guys?
So there's no reason for them to have equal roles.
Okay. Sorry. Done.
Incredibly wealthy parents, you don't know anything about struggling economically or financially. So to tell a single mother who decided to stay home and raise her children.
Fuck yes! Anna's cooking, and I can't believe I said that sentence, man. What the fuck is going on?
Instead of work, that she doesn't deserve a penny to raise her kids after a divorce is the most privileged piece of shit thing to say.
Damn.
This is
Next.
this is the type of nagging that drives men to suicide.
Good. But
I'm sorry, dude. If nagging is what makes you kill yourself, fucking good riddance, you pussy. What the fuck?
I'm sure Anna is like, I don't like to make these comments usually, but like just because of like the nature of this debate too. Isn't Anna like 20 years older than Pearl? And like
she looks younger.
We're saying Pearl
and better.
Looks rough in this. I don't usually make physical comments, but I'm just saying in terms of like what they're both arguing. Like Jesus, also like come on, like oh god, I hate her so much. I hate both of them, but I hate Pearl more, slightly more.
Both?
No, actually significantly more. Stupidity gets very, 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 very far up on my hatred scale.
She deserves out.
That means Tiny would never talk to me because I'm a stupid motherfucker dog shit. He would be embarrassed because like I'm the edgy guy like he is, except I don't have the backing to be that edgy. Like I would fall on my face.
Alimony, yes.
But that's a privilege.
You're ridiculous. Anyway, next, move on.
You said it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous,
that it's a privilege to stay home with your
coming from a girl.
Also, for the 50-50 custody thing, this is also one of those things where like people will say common sense all the time, but they want to play common sense here. Okay, listen, I love our dads and everything, okay? But I'm pretty sure it's like, because I looked this up for that when I was doing these red pill debates, it's like less than 5% of men even fight for custody of their kid. And now red pills will have a million excuses for why they'll say that, well, because men know that they'll lose. That's not true. When men fight for custody, I think they get it like 80% of the time. I don't know if it's sole custody or some form of shared custody or whatever, but generally they just dip, right? It's not like there are these like people like Pearl like to act like there's all these men out there. They're like, oh god, I just want some kind of shared custody with a kid. I'm pretty sure you have to fuck up pretty hard too, especially if you're going to a court, because courts hardcore prioritize, you know, like the well-being of the child and getting time with their parents, even if the parents have big problems with each other.
By and large, he's right. Yes, but there are some edge cases where you're like, damn, what the fuck?
If the man like is not a fucking drug addict and isn't killing anybody and like wants to have some involvement in his kid's life, I think you have to fuck up really hard for the judge to say, sorry, sole custody of the mom, no visitation. Like I think you have to have fucked up pretty hard. At least in most of the cases I've ever dug through, there's always some big fuck up, but
Which piece of shit thing to say.
This is the type of nagging that drives men to suicide.
Good. but I'm married and you're not, so. Oh! Next.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, what?
So.
What is it?
Next. Good. But I'm. Next.
This is the type of nagging that drives men to suicide.
Good. But I'm married and you're not, so.
Oh.
Next.
I get it.
What a weird, but thank God Tiny's hit that button. We needed something. What the fuck is wrong with this woman? What's going on? Look, I don't even mind when people aren't informed. Like, I'm not informed on a lot of stuff. Like, if someone were to ask me a question about like what the most effective fighter jet is, I don't fucking know. I don't follow like World War history and shit. I'm not out here fucking understanding like the way of fucking certain rifle reloads, or I don't care. There's so many things out. I know more about Cossack 6 this Q damage, isolation damage multiplier than I know about that shit, okay? I know dumb shit. I know like Warframe lore. I know League of Legends. My head is full of dumb, useless information. So when it comes to like serious things, I just confer, like I just trust a lot of the experts. And then if I see someone that makes a video saying that the experts are wrong, I watch it and see how they go about it. And then I look into like a rebuttal to that video. I'm not going to go read an actual study from start to finish. Bro, I'm running a YouTube channel. I don't have time for all this shit. Dude, I try to do like 2 uploads a day, man. I'm also making music. Like, bro, I don't got the time. So like, and no one does. Like, I couldn't tell you how a hydro plant works. I know what it does, but I don't know how it works. I trust the experts to maintain that shit. Most of my knowledge comes from like general layman shit. You know what I mean? Just basic shit. That's it. You know, and there's a lot of experts out there that know a lot of shit about a lot of stuff. People don't even know like why the roads crown. I do because I just happen to work in that industry, but bruh, a lot of people don't know anything. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you come out and try to say that you know something and you get pushback on it, you just need to own that. Like, bruh, I confuse words. I was talking to my girlfriend last night because she's been making me watch Twilight because, you know, I make her watch movies like Hangover and Superbad, so she gets her revenge. And I was trying to say the plot is a little contrived to have a romance of 3 people. And I said contrite. So like I said the wrong word. And it made me feel like a fucking moron. But like you just gotta own it, dude. Like, sorry, I said the wrong word. I'm sorry. Whoops.
Harder to debate someone who's not an OnlyFans girl, right?
That's it. True.
Never. I don't need to. Not that I'm judging.
It's why is
Next question. Next retarded fucking question.
Maternity fraud illegal?
We've been over this already.
It's estimated 6% of men are fathering children that are not theirs.
6%? What?
I don't really believe your stats. Like, where are you getting that
American Blood
stat
Bank
from?
Association. Are you happy?
Okay.
1/3 of
that's wrong.
paternity
And
tests.
yeah, there should be consequences for that.
But there aren't.
Okay.
But there are. Where
and there
have the
should be. So
feminists
we agree
been?
on that. Next.
Right? You can agree, but you haven't covered it. And that's my point. Is you guys don't care about equality. You want freedom at the expense of men.
Everybody does, dumbass. That's how our country was founded. Men died to give us a country. That's how most countries are founded. And then once we have a country, we try to equalize the differences. Yes.
Okay, sure. Next.
Do you think that men should have the right to opt out of fatherhood, since women have the right to opt out of motherhood?
No.
I don't think women have the right to opt out of motherhood. They have the right to have an abortion.
Yeah, because the kid isn't being born, so they're not opting out of motherhood. They're just aborting something that isn't a person yet.
But that's like, the kid is gone. It's not like they're just pawning it off to somebody else. Okay, this is almost done.
Put a condom on.
Yes! Wear a fucking condom, you fucking tool. Stop being a selfish goddamn prick.
You don't want to have children, put a condom on.
Or require him to wear a condom. That's equal.
Yeah.
That choice is equally irresponsible.
He's the one with the Johnson. He gets to decide what he does with it.
True! Damn, dude, Anna is cooking. I can't believe I'm saying this shit. Damn it. Pearly, you should have just never done this debate because I could have just never thought that Anna had a brain. How fucking dare you, bro?
I think I'm more of a feminist than you.
Sure. Go great. Congratulations.
What's happening?
This is the longest 30 minutes of my life.
Okay, I'm going to interject again.
When the moderator's got to save you because you just stopped talking. Oh, what a good time. What a good time, dude. I love it.
Oh my God.
No, I was kidding. So one thing that I do think is happening is that there is a shift that is taking place in America. And I think you both have alluded to this a little bit. And so I'll ask Anna first.
Is the white balance on this off, or does this guy have like a spray tan and lipstick for his face and fillers? I honestly can't tell anymore. I don't know what the fuck kind of clown world. What? Because there's a huge difference in shade between his.
A little bit.
Oh no, wait. Well, is there?
And
no, there is, right?
And so I'll ask Anna first if you would agree with this. Because you said that going into this debate, you thought a lot of these things were true.
Right.
And you started to see that maybe these things were not as true as you had believed. Do you believe that your previous belief was informed?
Yeah, but she's going to sell out third wave or fourth wave feminism to do that. Like, she doesn't have a problem with saying that the far left is an issue, even though she's a part of the far left, because she thinks that the far left is attacking the idea of woman. This is something that she agrees with MAGA on. So yeah, she'll happily sell out that movement because that movement attacked her on Twitter and we're very mean to her, despite the fact that that same movement attacks me on Twitter and I still defend their right to be unhinged and radical. It's okay. Doesn't matter. It doesn't. And half the time they're just bots trying to spread misinformation and animosity between people.
Formed by and
Participating in the workforce should get changed. Something like story. Big water force.
the reasons someone who at all.
Advocates who.
Pearl, in your experience, the men that you talk to, do you see a difference in terms of the age of those men, where maybe it's getting better for some? Because I would take it that some of the guys who are a little older and have been through this in the past, the courts are starting to recognize and realize that maybe.
No.
Do you think it's fair?
Just.
All right.
And why do you believe that? You think the courts are completely?
I mean, there's men that write into my show every day just talking about how much they want to be fathers. So I hope it changes, but right now I would say no.
Do you think it's fair that all of the young women who were preyed upon as minors by Jeffrey Epstein are now experiencing yet another administration engaging in a cover-up? Or was it the female's fault for being preyed upon by a disgusting pedophile? I'm just curious.
Give the base take. Pearl's like, how based am I going to be right now?
What kind of question is that?
No.
I think it's a pretty straightforward one.
That has nothing to do with the topic.
No, it does, though, because you're talking about the unfairness of our court system, especially as it pertains to divorces. But we're talking about a guy who got a sweetheart deal after raping minor girls, and then even after that, multiple administrations, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter, engaged in.
See what I was saying? Now she's spitting bars here. That's true. No one went after really Jeffrey Epstein, but she'll never defend the Democrats, even when they do stuff she likes. She's always an attack vector. That's all she does. She doesn't actually have an actual ideology. Now here, in this particular situation, she's right, but it always comes down to the system is broken, throw it all out, go farther left. That's her whole ideology. She doesn't want to reform the system. She wants to destroy it and replace it with whatever dog shit she believes in. She's akin to Hassan. She's just willing to attack trans people now because they were mean to her. They were meanies. And she gets money going on these conservative channels and networks and just beckoning and capitulating to their needs. Because she thinks that her and Chink might be able to run as president again. Because Chink Uyghur tried that. And he got like, what, 3% of the 3% or whatever? He did more damage to the party by running than, you know. And then he used his media apparatus to try and attack the establishment the entire time.
In a cover-up, ensuring that those victims would never get justice.
And this has to do with this.
I mean, you want to talk about the unfairness in the court system and how terrible it is for men. What about how terrible it is for women?
Look, that has nothing to do with anything.
It has a lot to do
I
with
think
what
in
we're
fairness, you
talking
gotta admit that's an anecdote too in comparison to the overall statistics.
It's a pretty big anecdote.
He's a big anecdote, but he's also an untouchable anecdote, right? He's
I don't think it's untouchable. I think it's super touchable.
So let's go back to, actually, hold on. We got 10 seconds, so we won't hold on. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're actually going to take a break. We're gonna come off of the stage.
Jesus Christ. Why does she have all these papers? Oh my God.
Well,
Kyla.
What do you think, Kyla?
Well, I think Anna said it all. You know, I think whatever opinion you have on the topic, that was an absolute bloodbath.
Fucking Gavin McGinnis is there? Oh, he's so mad he punches his microphone like a fucking infant. I love it.
It's Gavin.
Respect to Pearl for coming out, but if you're going to hold this position, you should be able to support it. And if you think
alcoholic friend.
that Pearl won that debate, you're probably retarded. Like, that was rough.
Well, you know, when you kind of get into it and you watch, you know, so Pearl Step had some wonderful, and we've seen her on bigger.
Well, I guess I'm retarded because I thought Pearl did great. I think that.
You think she won?
Oh, I love, dude. This is what I'm talking about, bro. These people don't have principle, okay? Ever. They don't. They don't care about anything. It's their side. And you can see that as clear as day with MAGA right now. They'll say that they're the party of no new wars, but they're talking about starting wars. They'll say that they're the party that respects law, but they pardon January 6ers. They'll say, don't tread on me, but then they also come out and say, compel or die. So, I mean, these people aren't people. They're not. They made a lot of money grifting and bitching about Democrats for 20 to 30 years, making immigrants the problem and black people and brown people a problem. But when it comes down to like actual, like, you know, principled positions, they have none. This is why it's no longer okay for us to just sit here and be like, let's talk about it. From now on, every one of us needs to hold every fucking MAGA by the back of the head and shove their face into a fucking book and say, please, for the love of God, read something, you absolute fucking retards. We need to stop defending these dumb fucks, okay? They're destroying our country. They're destroying the systems that allow us to be a democracy, and they don't care. They take our civility and they attack us with it. Be done with it. There's no more of this capitulating bullshit. No more of they go low, we go high shit. It needs to end. People need to start taking to the streets and raising their fucking voice. We need another goddamn BLM, okay? It needs to stop. And they're not listening to us with words. What are we gonna do? Just roll over and let them fucking keep shooting white women in the face? Like, what are we doing? We're letting these people do whatever the fuck they want. And we look weak because we are. These people have no fucking principles. Anyone with half a brain would be like, look, I might agree with the sentiments that she was saying, but she said them wrong. She had a poor debate performance. There is no up and down about that.
What? You know what I noticed going on over there? Anna doesn't have kids. Pearl has a kid. And Anna was doing this.
Wait, she has a kid and she's not married? You should be outraged, you Republican fuck. That flies in the face against your Christian God, dog. Again, no principle. You're going to criticize Anna for not being a mom, but you're not going to criticize Pearly for not putting a ring on? The fuck is wrong with you? He just proved my point. Thank you, sir. Thank you, you fucking troglodyte. Oh, God.
It's like mass.
Does Pearl have a kid? Wait, it's Gavin McInnes. He's probably drunk. I don't know if this guy's any idea what's going on right now.
Also, never forget, he's the one that helped fund and start the Proud Boys. And then he gave it off to Enrique Otario when they were getting more extreme. This guy is a piece of shit. Here's hoping... Nah, let's not make that joke.
Thing where she was being really, vociferous and attacking Pearl, and Pearl had this sort of like calm.
Why are we infantilizing Pearl? She's got 2 million subscribers.
No,
on
when
YouTube. She's an
when a
adult
woman has a kid,
we are absolutely infantilizing. Pearl.
Get her, Kyla, get her.
What are you
like,
talking
about? I'm saying women who have given birth, women who have given birth are better than women who haven't given.
What if they're not married? If she wasn't rich, she'd have to rely on the government to help her. And you'd be mad that she had to take out handouts from the government. Again, no principle. You should be mad about women having babies if they're not married, because it goes against your religion. It goes against your platform's established position.
You'll have a child?
Sorry, you're
Pearl
more of a valid woman if you have a kid.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on in here.
I had a miscarriage, so am I less valid or more valid?
Oh, no. Why would you even say that?
What happened to you was obviously horrific.
I still
didn't cry.
Yeah, but that's just another day in the job. It's all has to that's
called anxiety.
There's no way that JustPearlyThings has a kid. Did I? There's no way this is true, that she's a single mom and she's out here saying all this crazy shit. There's no possible way that's true. Nope. The AI overview for Google says...
A man and a woman commit a crime, and the guy gets 30 years, and the chick gets like 2 weeks in prison. It happens all
Dude, Lorena
the time.
Bobbitt
But the
cut
issue is
off...
Anna and I wouldn't disagree with any of that, right? Like, I think Anna and myself would both agree that's wrong when that happens. Women get infantilized as a result of sexism all the time, which is what you guys are trying to do to Pearl right now.
Yes! Look, I don't like Kyla, okay? She gets on my nerves because she's always this optics pill fucking retard. She always does this. She'll be like, oh my God, but think about the way people look at us. It's like, it doesn't matter. They already hate us. What being nice to people that are being mean to us isn't going to make people like us more, okay? They don't care. She's so optics cucked all the time. That's why I'm so glad she's finally, actually saying what she thinks now. But she's always so like, well, think about the optics. Think about how bad this looks. Shut the fuck up. Republicans are killing people. It's no longer about optics. We can't just let people keep dying. What? Yes, we should talk down violence when we can. But at what point do we defend ourselves? At what point do we start going, no, this is not okay? And we are the American people, and we have the right to say that in America.
Reality is that if you watch that,
I'm putting her on a
that was
pedestal.
painful. Everyone knows that that was painful, and the reality is...
Okay. That's retarded.
At the end of the day, it's a very complicated issue. There are differences in biology. And that's what makes transitioning for trans people so hard. If they don't do it early enough, it could have negative consequences on their transition later in life. And it makes it harder for them to look more like the gender they feel they are. So, I mean, this is a very complicated issue. Trans people will never admit that those differences do exist, even though they say, like, they make really bad arguments for it. Like, at the end of the day, we have experts for a reason, okay? And we need to start trusting those experts. We need to return to that norm. Now, healthy criticism is always meant, and you should be critical of the news and information you're receiving. Matter of fact, I say that's downright American. But something that needs to be done is we need to reestablish trust with a lot of these things. that have helped govern our lives, because a lot of us are now a lot dumber. Things are not as simple as they were 30 or 50 years ago, where like a water filtration plant was way easier to understand. But now we have computers and, you know, engineering shit, and like you need degrees now to understand a lot of the stuff that's happening on a lot of levels. And a lot more jobs are requiring you to have some level of understanding. And with AI coming out, it's going to get even more complicated and even messier. This is a complicated thing. Women and men, they fit each other in very unique ways. And there are people that are outliers, that are bisexual, pansexual, gay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Those people are still people, and they have the right to the same life. But yes, in relationships, people typically fall in certain categories, and those categories can be understood, and some people will rebel against those categories. That's not necessarily a bad thing. If people want the freedom to work, let them work. If people want the freedom to, you know, be a hoe, let them be a hoe, dude. The world needs both. And for those violent, angry men out there, which I'm one of, and I understand, I've gone through 12 years of anger management therapy from a young age because I didn't go to normal school. I went to an anger management school that for very bad kids. It was an intensive treatment program that kicked me out of modern society because I attacked teachers. Okay, so I can tell you that there are violent people out there, but even violent people are effective tools for their society. Sometimes you need people that are going to tear things down so that things can be rebuilt. This is a very complicated issue that requires an honest back and forth with good faith and good argumentation. Both sides need to have a dynamic conversation where we can talk about the pros and cons and see what's the best suited thing for the particular situation we're in. And we have experts for that reason. But some of this is also the fault of those experts. These experts need to be willing to have these conversations, and they need to become better, effective communicators. It's just that simple. We shouldn't have to rely on dipshits like Anna Kasparian or JustPearlyThings. There should be actual people that know what the fuck they're talking about on these stages, but they don't show up because half the time explaining a very complicated thing to simple-minded fucks like us just doesn't work because we don't even have the prerequisite knowledge to understand what they're fucking talking about. But this comes down to communication. We need a society that doesn't prop up influencers, musicians, and athletes, and a society that props up those that are willing to learn things. And that's just the bottom line. We need less gamers on here and more people doing deep dives into politics, into studies, stuff that Tiny actually does. He's one of the few people that does his own research, guys, that actually does his own research. And I trust Tiny a lot of the time because I can go watch a stream and watch his thought process from point A to point B. He can look at the facts, bring in people that disagree with him, and have an honest back and forth. A lot of people give this guy a really bad painting, and it's just not true. Tiny is probably one of the most effective communicators we have because he's still able to reach some of those edgy guys like me that are on the periphery of the liberal party. Like, I'm very close to center on a lot of issues, and there are some things I could probably agree with Pearl on, just not in the way that she said them, and not to the degree in which she does. Men have been left behind by our society for a long time. We've seen the attacks on video games the way that they have been for years. And I am for someone who does think that if someone wants to make a feminist game, they can do that. Just don't try to take my game and make it that way. But then you get into a very deep conversation about how expensive games are and how they're so risky to make. And like you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why game development is slowed down to a crawl. It takes like 4 to 5 years to get a title out. And then they also have to get all these marketing people to like look at all these elements to see if it's going to get the most bang for the buck. Gaming is no longer about releasing quality content. It's about releasing content that appeals to the maximum mass amount of people so that people don't lose their fucking job. So I can understand why a lot of feminist shit is put into these games. There's a rational reason for these things to exist. But at the end of the day, they don't sell very well to the primary people that buy them. And so that these people need to be more in touch with their audiences. These are very complicated things, and it's just talking about video game sales. Everything is very complicated in our world with conflicting ideas and ideologies. It takes time and commitment to work your way through all of these things. And one of the few people willing to do that is Tiny himself. And for that, I'll always respect him for doing the shit that he does, even if I disagree with some of the things that he says. Though lately these days, I feel like I say a statement, go watch Tiny, and then he turns around and says the same thing like a week later. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I'm on the right path. But I didn't do the legwork to get there. Most of my work that I've done on myself is internal, asking deep-seated questions on why I have these pre-established ideas. I do my hardest to try to remain neutral, and I've talked a great deal about respecting the other side. But even I am a person that no longer wants to be that guy. I don't think that there's much credence in like defending the magoids anymore. I used to try to treat them with grace, but while they are gleeful with, you know, they run angry with Charlie Kirk getting shot, despite the fact that every left-wing person with a platform came out and spoke out against the violence. And then when this white woman gets shot, who isn't a political person that's out here like trying to radicalize people, isn't making statements about, you know, black people were better off as slaves, isn't making statements saying that if you abort a baby, you're a fucking murderer, isn't making all these crazy statements. She was just watching a thing go down and then told an officer that she wasn't mad at him when she tried to drive away, and he shot her in the fucking face 3 times. And instead of those people calling it out, putting an investigation into what happened, the Donald Trump came out and said that the guy was justified in killing that American citizen. Kristi Noem came out and said it. A bunch of major right-wing fucking lunatics have come out and defended it that have massive platforms. We are not the same people. And these are not the same things. There are different societal norms accepted from each side. And until we're on the same playing field, we cannot be peaceful. I'm not saying go out and be violent, but I'm saying you need to go out and be ready if violence comes, because you could be next. But we have to make them aware of our anger and resentment to what they're doing. We need these people to go out and make their voice heard. I can't do it. I can't even get back in America right now. I don't have a passport. But if I could be there, brother, I would be. I don't know how we fix this, man. We need to have honest conversations and stop seeing each other as villains. But right now, one side is just actually being one. And we can't just hug our way out of that. And the average American person isn't tuned into what's happening. They just don't care. Much like I don't care about like too much depth in something, you know, these same people do the same thing. They are working. They have a wife, they have kids, you know, and they're struggling to maintain their family. You think they have time to go watch hours of political videos and read research topics? No, they just get their shit from the news or their friends at work or that one dipshit like me who's at work talking about the things he just watched on the internet. They get radicalized by their news feeds and their media diet. Even trying to look for like mean memes to Republicans on Google, I can't do it. It won't, but you can find a meme of a blue-haired woman fucking being unhinged, but finding like a pedophile defender or something to post on Facebook is practically impossible. Like, what the fuck, man? Anyway, that's the end of this video. I'm gonna let you guys have yourself a wonderful day, and I apologize for ranting and raving as much as I did, and for any statements I made that were sexist or racist. My intent wasn't to offend, but if you did get offended, get over it. Why are you here if you're going to get offended over words on the internet? What the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry if you got offended, but I'm not sorry enough to change my behavior. This is who I am. Fuck off.
Future uncertain, wide as the sea. I see a chance to be freed from apathy. You, my muse, my mirror, my light. From broken blues to sleepless nights, I write my failures into stars, constellations of who we are. Through every scar, the truth remains. We lose to learn what love sustains. In pursuit of tomorrow, we borrow from sorrow and breathe again. Though broken within, no halo, no crown, just the will not to drown.